Hi, how you doing? My name's Chris. This is the number one support workers advice line. Today I'm going to be talking about camping by the question. So this is a phrase that I heard a way back. One of my people were going to a conference, and this was the topic of one of the talks that were there. Camping by the question. So our job is a busy one. Listening to the request is the number one thing that we need to do. Find out find out what's required of us and how that would benefit the client and the participant and the workplace. Make it clear. So if you have to ask what the request was and get a little bit of mapping out or a little bit of guidance on how to ask about that. Map out your initial thoughts, if appropriate, with the person making the request. If external request, if it's a external request via email, I like to give things about 24 to 48 hours to reply. Just let it sort of sit overnight. That's a fairly risk. If it's emergency, people will call you. Yep. Uplining to your manager. You always, as a support worker in a residential or psychosocial support setting, you'll always need to check in with your manager, uplining with your supervisor, letting them know that the message has been received and that you're working on it, these types of things. So overall, every day to day, all our work is around benefit to the client. So checking in with the client about the request that's been made of you, letting them know that things are in process on their behalf. I think this is a good way to keep check of how to enact things for people. So that it's good for the workplace. So ensuring that the outcome is going to be a good thing for the workplace, and doing it in the best way possible. So making sure that that all the interactions around it are polite, and nice to communicate with you, and make a connection with a stakeholder as you're completing the request. Check in with manager if there's any questions about it. Get the ball rolling if need be. So make a draft response. You can jump onto your Gmail and just draft responses and really tweak them and make them a bit considered. Yep. I like to schedule my sends as well on my email, so they will arrive the next morning. Things like that. I think that's just really good practice. Then even if you sort of put it in the barrel and draft it or schedule send it, you can get into it and have a look at it and see if you want to tweak it in any way. So schedule send is handy on Outlook and Gmail. You don't have to get, so camping by the question is you don't have to give an answer straight away. You can have a think about your response, and you just don't have to jump, and incorporate it into your daily work practice and triage as necessary, and look at it for the emerging task it is. But you don't have to. You can give it some thought and some emotional sort of foundation as well. So that might take an overnight. The request must be made of you in a polite way. So this is what we expect, and until that it's done politely, then we can safely say you don't have to request it. It's a very rare thing, but it usually happens after you've been in a case management position with somebody for a little while. The anxiety starts spilling over into your sort of communication with the client, and it'll settle in after a while. You'll have accounts of sort of feeling pushed by the client, or the client is being unreasonable in some cases. But yeah, that's a chance to educate the client on how to make positive requests of people. A written response is preferable, and follow on emails. So making sure that you really use your email, your work email, to communicate ideas and if appropriate, updates on your work with the clients. You should also be provided supervision notes as well, after you have supervision with your team manager or team leader. Yep. So a timely response, like I said, I think emails are like 24 to 48 hours, and then you're working on it on a Friday. If you don't finish it, let them know. Still following up is a good thing to do. It's just good practice, and it shows that you're on task for them. So how do you make a note of the request and the resolution? So in your case notes or your visit notes, just just mention the task. Sign off with person and advise of your availability for further queries. So in the future, if they needed your help, give them your follow-up details, and just let them know that you can assist next time. So that was camping by the question. So give it an overnight generally, and just give it a considered response. And work hard with your research as a support worker too. Okay, thanks a lot. Bye.